Hi everybody, my name's Chris. Welcome to day three of our week of prayer and fasting. During this week we'll be looking at the book of Joel, chapter 2 and particularly verse 21. It's a time of celebration, so we'll just read that to you. Do not be afraid, land of Judah, be glad and rejoice. Surely the Lord has done great things. Surely the Lord has done great things. I just love to take hold of that because of the truth that's in it. You know, when I was looking through this, the heading for this passage is the Lord's answer. So I had to look back earlier in the book to see, well, what was the question? So Mike and Arthur have spoken Monday and Tuesday. They gave a little bit of the background of the land of Judah, what was happening at the time of Joel. And it was a time of famine, a time of plague, a time of uncertainty and trial for the whole nation. And this was the Lord's answer. This was the Lord stepping in and making the difference. But I believe there's always that there's it's not a condition, but there's something we have to be aware of. We have to do a response that God is looking for, that is the catalyst for starting these things off. So as I looked earlier in chapter 2, in verse 12 and 13, even now declares the Lord, return to me with all your heart, with fasting and weeping and mourning, rend your heart and not your garments. Return to the Lord your God, for he is gracious and compassionate, slow to anger and abounding in love. And that was, I kept hearing echoes of 2 Chronicles chapter 7, verse 14. It's a verse we often quote. If my people who are called by my name shall humble themselves, pray, seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and will heal their land. Now that particular part, that phrase, will heal the land, that's something, a real heart's desire for myself and for Hope Church, to see the Spirit moving across the land, across the borders, healing the nation, because God is the only one that can heal the nation. And it's suffering. I mean, the borders has always been supposedly a hard place, spiritually a dark place. But the Holy Spirit is moving, is stirring up, and we want to see that's our desire, to see a healing of the land. And the condition, the if for that, is if my people who are called by my name, that's all of us, that's all of the church, not just Hope Church, all the church, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven. That humbling, Simon and Joe shared on Sunday. Joe spoke in particular about fasting, that fasting is a way of humbling ourselves. So that it's like adds to the power of the prayer, and it focuses on what it is we're praying about. So if you've never tried it, this is a week of prayer and fasting. So this is a great time to set aside a time and say, I'm going to fast. I'm going to focus on the things of God. I'm going to look in His Word, and I'm going to hunger after it. You know, that verse, return to me with all your heart. It's not something we can do with our own strength. We can't just make ourselves love the Lord love the Lord our God with all our heart. That's what Jesus replied, you know, when he was asked, what's the greatest commandment? Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. But I was looking in Psalm 51 on verse 10, I think, yeah, 51:10. Create in me a pure heart, O God. So this is God creating in us. At our request, we say, Lord, I can't change myself, but you can change me. Create in me a pure heart, O God, and renew a steadfast spirit within me. Do not cast me from your presence or take your Holy Spirit from me. Restore to me the joy of your salvation and grant me a willing spirit to sustain me. Then I will teach transgressors your ways, so that sinners will turn back to you. And that reflected me back to Joel chapter 2. Because this is the Lord's answer. If the people would humble themselves, if they would turn and rend their hearts, not their garments, this is the response, God's response. He heals the nation. But it goes on. God always gives us more than we can ask or imagine. So for our own situation, if we look in the day of the Lord, verse 28, I will pour out my spirit on all people. Your sons and daughters will prophesy. Your old men will dream dreams. Your young men will see visions. Even on my servants, both men and women, I will pour out my spirit in those days. I will show the wonders in the heavens and on the earth. And then down to verse 32. I love this. Verse 32. And everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. And that's how a nation gets healed if we turn to God, if we love him with all our hearts. So just as a guide for prayer for today, if you'd set a little time aside, if you want to just think about these things that you want to be part of, what it is that God's doing, of the healing of the nation. This is we turn to him, we love him with all your heart, soul, mind and strength, and then we rejoice. We get to be glad and rejoice. It's beyond circumstance, it's beyond what's going on, it's beyond any weariness, tiredness, loss, anxiety. All of that is swept away because we love the Lord our God with all our hearts, and we will be glad and rejoice because surely the Lord has done great things. I hope you have a great day. Get a chance to pray through these things and just seek, listen to what it is that God's saying to you, that you can be part of this. Thank you very much. Bye.